Irvingman!
Stop!
How do I stop when I haven't even gotten started yet?
You're walking on the lines instead of the squares. That's bad luck. I told you, stop. You can't come in here. This is my house. It's a nice, peaceful old place. It's never even been haunted until you people came with your broken mirrors and your black cats sprinkling salt all over the place.
Clark and Jimmy have to explain that whoever he thinks they are, they aren't.
Your new members?
That's too wrong. You only have one guest left. Miss this one and you don't get any lovely parting gifts.
Well, let me warn you while there's still time. The men who come here are crazy. They defy the laws of nature. They laugh at the beliefs of man. They're doomed.
Here, what's going on? Mr. Botts, I thought you were told to stay away from here.
One of these guys seems as crazy as the other. Looney 1 owns the house. Looney 2 rents it from him for a club of some kind. Without warning, they've both gone off somewhere else, and Clark and Jimmy are standing there looking at each other, wondering what just happened. Still, they came here for a story, and the front door is open, so may as well.
Jimmy, what's the matter? It's just a black cat, that's all.
He walked right in front of you.
So? Jimmy, if I thought you were superstitious, I wouldn't have brought you with me.
Oh, I'm not. Honest. Really. I'm protected. Oh, I mean, well, it's just a black cat.
He has a rabbit's foot in his pocket, doesn't he? Ever wonder why it wasn't lucky for the rabbit? My wife and I met and got married in Lewistown, Montana, and a few days before the wedding, she presented me with this little black fuzzball. She named him Fred, and he was the first cat I had ever encountered who had a truly interesting personality. See, my dad hated cats, so I never had any and knew nothing about them. My new bride, on the other hand, was once nicknamed Cat. So when she said we were going to have a cat, I knew there was no way I would win that one, so I didn't even try. And Fred converted me. He was the coolest cat I ever saw. I could tell lots of stories about him, like the time he bit into a live cicada and I thought my wife was going to lose her lunch. But my favorite is the day I used him as a prop for a speech I was giving at the Bible school I graduated from. We were supposed to teach somebody something, so I chose to teach them how to care for a cat. I brought Fred to class in a big cardboard box and just set him off to one side. People started wandering in, and this one guy that I knew was a little funny when it came to certain superstitions went over to the box. He lifted a corner flap to peek inside, then screamed so loud it literally hurt my ears, and I think he jumped 5 feet back, swearing there was a demon in there. I was fourth in line to give my speech, and I made him wait the whole time before I finally revealed what was in the box. As I've often said, I'm a much bigger, probably shouldn't say that word, than most people.
You're a little early for the meeting yet, but welcome to the sacred halls of the Anti-Superstition Club.
Their motto is down with superstition. They help expose how silly such fears actually are. It's quite an idea, isn't it, Jim?
Oh, yes.
Clark asks about Mr. Botts, the landlord. Our host says he's just superstitious. He's made some veiled threats, but what can he do? We're all prominent businessmen. He doesn't have the resources to take us on. Prominent businessmen like this guy.
I'm Charlie King, King Chemical. Or it used to be. Well, my plan still had contracts to work on.
Happy-go-lucky day to you, too. When members sign in, they write down something they did to defy a superstition today. Looks like it's just Mr. King, Bill our host, Fredericks the steward, and our 2 guests. May as well get started.
The meeting will now come to order.
7 years bad luck? Nonsense.
And now I hop to my place at the head of the table in there.
Hop?
Why, of course, 13 times. Not easy for a man of my size. I land on the lines on the floor, the cracks.
I think these guys are a little superstitious about defying superstition. If he hops 13 times and his knee collapses, that won't be bad luck. That'll be self-overestimation.
Mr. Green, wait. The support under that floor isn't very strong.
Well, that were true. How could you see it from there? X-ray vision, I suppose.
Well, as a matter of fact...
Oh, he's just superstitious. He's upset seeing us break so many superstitious rules.
They don't deserve to be here.
That's right. It's bad luck for them to be here. I mean...
Kent was right.
Why does he have to change to do those things? Can't he slip down there and do that just as easily in his suit? He manages to dodge the question of how he knew about the floor, then he and Jimmy head out.
Well, what's that?
Sawdust, Jimmy.
Huh?
The stuff that's made when somebody saws wood, and I don't mean termites. Now, somebody wanted that floor to collapse under Mr. Green.
Why is it called sawdust? It's not part of the saw, it's part of the wood. Shouldn't it be called wood dust?
Mr. Kent wanted to go out and take another look at the house. He wanted to see that floor in the daytime.
Has he come back yet?
No.
If Clark's gone out by himself, you can bet he's after a good story. Why should we let him get it? I'll finish early, and this afternoon we'll go out and snoop around.
All right.
I suspect that for once, Clark is doing exactly what he said he wanted to do, taking a closer look at that floor support.
And Jimmy, for heaven's sakes, where did you get that awful habit of sticking your hands in your pocket? What are you carrying?
Nothing. I'm not going to have any trouble with superstitions.
Yeah, if one gets too close, I'll bash him with this. My mistake, it wasn't a rabbit's foot. It was a horse's foot. We see a mystery figure reading the notes in the registry. He crosses Bill's name off. Looks like he's planning some bad luck for Charlie next.
I'd call it more of a crackpot stunt than a murder attempt, wouldn't you?
Yes, but when a crackpot starts off this way, he can get more and more dangerous. And if he wanted to punish Green for laughing at superstition, all the rest of the members of the club are in danger, too. And they should be warned.
We'll take care of it. I'll get the membership list from their register. And I think I'll pick up that nutty landlord of theirs for questioning.
They're on the right track, but they're a step behind the bad guy. He's already at King Chemical.
Hello? Oh, hello. Is this Mr. King?
Yes. Well, hello, Inspector. Well, no, nothing's happened to me.
A burning teddy bear says something is about to happen to you.
Oh, really, Inspector? I'm not afraid of any crazy prophecy made by a little guy like that, Potts. I'm sorry. No, there wasn't anything. At least I don't think so.
We're a chemical company. Noises like that happen around here all the time. Right now, we're working on an explosive that will hurl an object far away and then draw it back again. We call the project Kaboomerang. Hello? Hello? Seriously, he doesn't seem too concerned that something in his plant just exploded. But Clark heard the sound through the phone, and he is concerned. So Superman is on his way.
Business and the sort of well.
Why did he have to do that? Doesn't he usually just blow the fire out? He tells King, if I hadn't come along, you would have been blown up. It may be time to revise Henderson's idea that this is just some crackpot.
We've been crawling around this place for nearly an hour. It's going to be dark in a few minutes.
Listen, Jimmy, if there was an attempt on Mr. Green's life last night in this building, doesn't it seem likely that we'd find some sort of evidence? Like the saw that was used to cut the flooring or something.
But what if we find a booby trap meant for somebody else?
A booby trap?
I don't know about any of that, but I do wonder who left the door unlocked so anybody at all can wander in and explore the place unchallenged. Fredericks, we need to have a talk. Lois agrees that maybe it's time to get out of there, but she wants to check out the basement first. Because we all know that's where the sabotage occurred, so it makes sense that they've been poking around this place for an hour and still haven't gone down there. Right?
Downstairs.
In the hall.
Stopped. Guess it's nothing. Come on.
You heard a door open followed by footsteps. The owner of those feet might object to being called nothing.
Hi, Jimmy.
Oh, Clark, what a relief. We heard you before when we were upstairs in that bedroom.
No, you didn't. You heard someone else before Clark arrived. Looks like they also heard you. While Jimmy and Lois are fretting, Clark appears to be studying the door.
Clark, what are you looking at?
Well, I'm just surprised at who I see. I mean, I'm surprised to find you here.
Surprise, we'll do something.
Now, don't worry. We'll get out all right.
Jimmy climbs up onto some boxes to try to get to the window, but all he gets for his trouble is a sore behind when he falls off the boxes and lands on said behind.
Why not? He's just as much against the silly superstitions as we are. What on earth? A horseshoe?
I don't know how that happened to get on the floor.
Look in his other pocket. He's got a rabbit's foot and a 4-leaf clover.
While they have a good laugh at Jimmy's expense, Clark is studying the horseshoe.
Say, I'll bet if Superman were here, he'd rub this horseshoe and make a magnet out of it and help us get out of here.
Superman would knock a hole through the wall, silly. Come on, we'll find a way out.
Trouble is, too many people might see him knocking that hole.
Clark is right. With enough friction and heat, the iron atoms will align and create a magnetic force in the metal. Only trouble is, there isn't enough metal to make a magnet strong enough to move the door bolt. Unless you're Superman, of course. He has his own built-in magnetic field to help things along.
Jimmy, did you try this door?
No, but it sounded like he threw the bolt.
Well, maybe it did, but it's open now.
And then you act as if the door was unlocked all along. Except Jimmy did try the door.
We're locked in.
Good thing he doesn't remember it. As they prepare to exit, they can hear the cat in some kind of distress.
That crazy guy Bots is up there. He must be.
Hold it, Jimmy. Another murder's being planned, that's all.
That's all?
So we're going to have to do a little planning ourselves. Let's see. The members will be coming back to this club in a little while. Let's go.
Well, I'm glad we came up with a plan. Care to tell us what it is?
He's in there right now.
Never mind, Lois. Even if you went in there, Bill, you wouldn't be able to catch him doing a thing you could arrest him for.
You're crazy. Police radio says some of my boys already have Bots cornered.
What? But he's the one that's
Bots
someplace
cornered
inside
where?
there.
At another house he owns across town on 53rd Street.
Sorry, Jimmy, it's not Bots in there trying to kill people. Clark tells Henderson, don't go inside until I get back. Bots has barricaded himself in one of his places, and the police have just resorted to tear gas to get him out so they can arrest him. Within a month, Superman had a $200 a day tear gas habit. It was a sad situation. Henderson wants to know who the guilty party is, but Clark says, right now there's no evidence against him. Let's go trick him into confessing. The club members are assembled, and Clark explains that it wasn't Bots who did those things, it was one of them. Each prominent businessman is appropriately insulted.
Kent, what's the matter with you? You say that one of us is guilty of these crazy crimes, then you go off chasing a cat.
Well, they're not crazy crimes, Mr. Green. They just seem that way. And now, I'm going to let your cat pick out the guilty man.
He says, I know who the guilty party is, and when he wasn't looking, I slipped some catnip into his pocket. So everyone sit still and let the cat do his thing.
And while she may be a little unpleasant still, there's no reason for you to be afraid of her.
I'm not.
You weren't afraid to set fire to your own factory.
You're crazy. I'm getting out of here.
Why did you do it? The insurance?
I didn't do anything. You can't scare me.
She seems to like you. Why are you so afraid of her? Here.
Remember when he was grumbling about not having any contracts? Yeah, he's in the process of going under. He figured he could play on the club's defiance of superstition and cause a few bad luck events, and that would throw suspicion off the idea that he torched his own company. And he would have gotten away with it, too, if it weren't for that meddling cat. Thanks for watching, kids. And remember, clicking that like button is cool. Subscribing is even cooler. Leaving a comment is as cool as the coolest person you know. And becoming a patron makes you almost just like Superman. So don't hesitate. Do it today. Until next time.